welcome to Sofa City Sounds. I'm your local musical shit show, and we had a week off because we had a show last week. So please introduce yourself. This is going to be a good one tonight.
My name is Turner Alexander. I play bass in a band called Apple of Basilisk. I think that's the most relevant thing about me right now.
Nice. You guys, I'm just going to jump right into it to find out where you guys came up with the name for your band. I love it. I think it's great.
Thank you. I wish I knew because I think our vocalist just thought of it like when he originally reached out. He's been a friend of mine for several years, and we were talking about how much we missed kind of doing band stuff kind of post-pandemic. And then he's like, oh, I'm actually working on something with Peter, our guitar player. And I was like, I play bass if we want to. And then we were talking about just kind of like what everything would be. And he threw out like, I think there was like 2 or 3 potential names, Apple of Basilisk being one of them. So I guess they were kind of thought of before my time, but yeah, right. It's cool. I'm a big fan of band names that are like, don't sound obviously like what kind of music you are. Like it sounds like a metal band's name for sure, but it's not like, this is no drag on this band. I love Cannibal Corpse, but there's no shadow of a doubt as to what they sound like when you read
it. Right. Whereas with Apple of Basilisk, you could almost go metal, EDM, you know, and
things.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good name. It's unique. It stands out. It doesn't sound like everybody else's name. So
that's what we were going for sure.
Right on. Awesome. And so how long have you been a musician for? We're just going to go all over the place.
Oh man. I want to say I first started learning how to play like bass and stuff. I was quite young, probably like a young teenager, probably probably like 12 to 14 or so.
Cool.
Yeah, I remember I have like an older cousin that like he's definitely a big reason and like conduit of what got me into so many bands and stuff. Like he was the first one who showed me he lent me like the first like Minor Threat record, which got me into like hardcore and like punk and so on and so forth.
Cool. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm just going to stop my dog from eating that container or no one's going to be able to hear us. Oh my God. Aura, this is a no. That's a no. Thank you, but no thank you. Oh, man. I had my own office for a split second. I feel like I blinked and I don't have it anymore. So now we're hanging out in the living room again. So, which is fine when the dog's not needing all the attention.
Right.
It was quieter around here when it was just cats. That's for sure. So, okay. So you mentioned that you guys backstage, you had mentioned that you guys had some music coming out and you were working on some music.
So kind of through the summer and fall of last year, we spent it kind of recording our kind of what's going to be our debut EP, and that's coming out on April 4th.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So do you guys have some shows lined up for that?
Yeah, we just announced actually we booked in Toronto like what will be like the record release show, and that's going to be on April 13th.
Ooh, where's that going to be?
At a place called Seascape. It's actually where we played our first show, which was very
cool. Yeah, I like Seascape.
Yeah, me as it's me as well. It's really close to like where I live in the city as well. Like my partner and I, we go there. Like we play Magic there like every month, kind of thing. It's a cool spot.
Right on. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Trying to think. I had so many questions in my head to ask you because this is like going back to, like I had said backstage, this is going back to an old school interview for me because I used to find the newest bands I possibly could. I didn't listen to their music. I didn't want to know anything about them. She found another container.
Of course.
Here she comes. I wanted to learn everything brand new about the bands with everybody while I was interviewing them. And then, my interview schedule got to, bands that had been around for quite a while and bands that I had known because their members played in other bands or whatever it was that they were doing. And tonight I have not listened to any of your music. I didn't know who you guys were up until Phantom Lung set this up, which thank you to those boys. And they have rescheduled in May. So that's how far up Sofa City's schedule is they got the last date in May.
Nice.
So yeah, so now we're booking into June.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you guys managed to, that was really cool how you guys managed to make it in.
Yeah, so
like you did.
Yeah, amazing.
So, and I was bummed that I wasn't interviewing them, but I was excited that I got to do this because it was kind of going back to our roots.
Yeah, so do it.
Right on. So who are the other members in your band?
So our vocalist is called Liam. He's been a good friend of mine for a few years now. We actually met doing like a lot of like fashion stuff in Toronto.
Cool.
And then Peter is our guitar player, and so him and Liam have known each other for several years. I believe the way they actually, like, they've known each other from kind of being in the scene for a bit, but I believe the way they became friends is they were both groomsmen in Peter's brother's wedding.
Oh, cool.
Cool, yeah. And then our drummer is called Josh. So we actually met him through, when we first put AOB together, we had a different drummer, but it just kind of wasn't, with his schedule and stuff, it kind of just didn't really like work out. It was nothing like bad happened or anything. He just kind of like couldn't make it work. So when we were looking for someone new, we were all very stressed because especially with like a lot, like our kind of music, it's pretty like technical drumming, a lot of like blast beats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we were kind of like stressed as to like where we can find one. And so our guitar player Peter works at Longwood McQuaid in Markham, and I guess it was like, I guess Josh was like a friend of his friend was kind of the connection.
Okay.
And we saw like he sent us on Instagram videos of him drumming to like cattle decapitation songs. We're like, okay, perfect. This guy can definitely do the thing, and jammed with him, and it was a perfect fit.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's fantastic. And so are all of you guys originally from Toronto?
Sort of, kind of around like just like Toronto GTA area. Okay. Like I'm originally from like Oshawa area.
Okay.
Liam is from around there as well, kind of like Oshawa, Whitby. I believe Peter originally is from kind of like Markham, Stouffville kind of region.
Okay.
And Josh is from Newmarket.
Cool.
So kind of all kind of around.
Yeah. So you kind of like circle the GTA and kind of meet in the middle type thing. Mm-hmm. Awesome. I'm originally from the Falls, but I grew up in Toronto. Nice. So I'm always in and out of this. I always call it my second home.
That's it. I mean, like especially like growing up in Oshawa, it's only like a quick like 45 to an hour train ride. Like I was the same thing always back and forth. Especially growing up in Oshawa's gotten a lot better now in terms of like a scene and like different things to do. But like growing up in like the 2000s, like there wasn't a whole lot. So it kind of, if you wanted to go to shows, especially regularly, it was kind of, you had to go back and forth in Toronto.
Yep. Yeah. No, I've lived in Niagara my whole life, and I grew up back and forth in Toronto because my grandparents lived at Yonge and Davisville area. Nice. So they were there for a long time. So from Friday to Monday, I lived in Toronto, where she found the second container. Okay, Aura, you can't keep doing this. I know it's keeping you quiet, but it's annoying me. Sorry, usually she's tired by now, and like she's making noise and wandering around and stuff, but not causing this much shit. I was out for the day. My business partner and I are working on a online store and a flea market booth here in the Niagara region. Awesome. So I was gone all day, and she's used to having somebody home and playing with her. And,
right.
Yeah. So, and as you can clearly see, my horse deer has not expelled any energy today.
Full of beans, so much energy.
Oh my God. And I have a Sphinx cat who you'll see soon. He's wandering around.
Both my partner and I love Sphinx cats so much.
Really? Yeah. I only recommend them if there is somebody home 24 hours a day.
That's what we've heard. And it's kind of the one thing that's kept us like from not pursuing that. Like, but with both
Yep.
of our work schedules, like we really only get like one full day of the week, like on Sundays together. So it just
Yeah.
wouldn't be same with the reason we don't have any pets at all. And it's a shame because we're especially for dogs, we're across the street from High Park, so it's like exactly a dog's dream, and
Yeah.
we'll get there eventually. But just at this point, it's not super viable.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a busy life to live right now. Because taxes.
Yeah.
So to say it politely, because taxes. So like I totally get it. I'm home most of the time. That I'm not throwing shows. I'm home. I do a lot of work from here. And
Cool.
then I have a 12-year-old that I homeschool.
Okay.
So that makes it easy for us to have the animals. But
Right.
like we've always been multiple cat people because cats take care of themselves, right?
Basically, pretty set it and forget it for the most part.
Well, yeah, fur cats.
Yes, I would say other than the Sphinx, of course.
Fur cats, because Ronald, he needs constant attention. He needs somebody constantly get off there. Don't touch that. Don't knock that over. Leave that alone. Don't
Right.
climb in there. Get out of that. Get out of my hair. Get off my bed. Ronald, don't sit there. Like, or the amount of times that I've gone to sit down on the couch not knowing he is behind the couch cushions because he's
Oh
cold.
no,
And then I go and lean back and I hear, it's like,
Mom, what are you doing?
right. So and he's adopted my 12-year-old as his owner. So she can do no wrong, but my other daughter and I get all the wrong done to
wrong.
us by Ronald.
Right.
So, but what is it for you, cats or dogs?
See,
I know I'm
growing
a
up,
jerk.
my family always had dogs, but I like both. Honestly, I can't say I have like I don't, no pun intended. I don't really have a dog in that fight. Like I do like both very much.
Right on.
If I had to pick, I'd probably say dogs, but I do definitely love cats as well.
Yeah.
I just like animals in general, man.
Me too. Me too. I'm even learning how to love the ones that don't have fur.
Right.
Which I guess is a perfect segue into mentioning Sofa City Sound sponsors. I have to mention them every show because I love them and they do wonders for us.
Yeah, keep the lights on.
We have Regional Reptile Rescue out of Welland, Ontario.
I love that. I love reptiles as well.
Yeah, not a fan, but I'm learning.
Had many.
I have a piss myself. Oh, there's the third container.
Yeah.
So I have a piss myself phobia of snakes.
I understand.
I
that.
can't. I couldn't. So I started working on this phobia, and I wanted to get the medical symbol tattooed on my chest this big. Cool. Right, because I have an illness that requires me to have a PICC line if I get sick. Right. So I wanted the medical symbol and I wanted it to say what I had, right? So this, and now I had no idea how Instagram worked. I can't believe I'm telling this actual story. So I had no idea how Instagram worked. And the guy that I was dating at the time was like, look at all my artwork. It wasn't his artwork.
Oh, no.
So I now have a massive cobra tattooed on my chest. Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it went from a little, $200-300 tattoo to $2,200 and 22 hours worth of work on my,
Yeah, that's a jump.
So that's just a very small piece of it. So like it's hard to look in the mirror, so I figure I might as well get over it.
Right.
Right. And then I used to work at a farm where one of the owners of Regional Reptile Rescue worked as well, and she and I got to talking. We became really good friends. And her and her husband now sponsor Sofa City. So I do whatever I can for the reptile rescue. And she and I also own a the Dark Culture Corner, which is like a vintage homemade business.
Oh, rad.
And I have to sit in her house for 3 to 5 hours a week. And some of her animals are in the kitchen. So one of their pets, one of their animals that is theirs, is an 8-foot boa.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Maybe?
they get pretty big.
It's a something. It's a big something. It's a snake. I know that. And yeah, like we just chill in the same room, just not making eye contact or anything. But of course, when I come into the room, they all do this.
Yes,
Up against
of
the
course.
wall.
Yeah.
They need to know what's going on. Who's it? Is that dinner or just a guest? You know. So, but yeah, huge shout out to Regional Reptile Rescue, because on top of every single animal they have rescued, they have also helped me immensely get over the phobia that I have, and they help me work on it almost every day. So,
awesome.
yeah, I couldn't ask for better sponsors.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that.
So, what else can we talk about? What's your favorite color?
Ooh, instinctually, I think if anyone looked at me, they would probably think it's black, but I don't know. Green.
Mine too.
Yeah, probably green if I had to pick.
Yeah, and I think the reason that green is my favorite color is because there's a million shades of green, and they're all a natural color.
True. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's awesome. That's great.
And every shade of green goes together.
True.
So yeah. So what else can we talk about? Yeah. What got you into metal? How did you become a metalhead? Are you a metalhead? Because some musicians that play metal don't actually listen to it.
No, I definitely am. Like I said before, that one cousin who got me into like punk and like hardcore and stuff. It's kind of one of those things. I think a lot of people who will tell you the same thing, where you get into like, say again, like some sort of like hardcore, any music that's got even like remotely heavy. It's just a slippery slope downward spiral, and you're like, oh, now I want heavier, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So that was definitely a big part of like making my parents, when they drive me anywhere and I was younger, like, I'll play the CD, play my iPod, and it'd be like Iowa by Slipknot or whatever else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Much to their dismay. Though growing up, my mom was a metalhead when she was younger, like big into.
Sweet.
Yeah, like she actually went to the concert where Ozzy bit the head off the bat, which is crazy. Like a piece of history that she got to see in real life.
That's fantastic. When my 12-year-old was 6, I asked her and her sister what concerts they wanted to go to for their birthdays, and she chose Slipknot, and the other one chose Iron Maiden, and I, of course, was in heaven because
yes, I raised you right.
Okay, right? And then 2 summers ago, I took them to see Pantera. It was a family outing.
Nice.
Oh, it was awesome.
That's so rad.
Well, Pantera revived, I suppose, but it was amazing. It's nice to it's nice to have fellow metalheads in the house.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you got lucky. You had a cousin, and then your mom who's also into metal. Mm-hmm. So what metal did you start listening to? Like, what was your first album where you were like, oh my God, I can't get enough of this. I need more.
I'm trying to think, because it would have been quite a while ago. Iowa by Slipknot was definitely one of them.
Yeah,
definitely a big one. I don't know if that would have been the first, but it was definitely like, it's one that definitely is in my memory of like, or just that band in general when I was in probably like middle school.
That's
that
awesome.
Like really stuck. Yeah.
Right on.
And then it just led to, like I said, getting into like heavier and heavier stuff, like a lot of like death metal, a lot of like black metal.
What's the most obscure band you listen to?
Oh man, it always changes. I don't listen to like a ton of it regularly, but I also just like listening to like noise music.
Ooh.
Like Merzbow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's not very obscure. I don't know. I'd have to check my phone.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Right on. Kate, no. Yep. Keep going that way, please. It's like having a toddler all over again. I thought I was done. So, what is on your playlist that is not metal that when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, turn that up?
Ooh, a lot. So I do listen to a lot of metal for sure, but I also, it's such a stock answer, but I do listen to a lot of like different stuff. I love a lot of like shoegaze and stuff like that, like bands like Slow Dive, My Bloody Valentine,
Nice.
really like kind of like psychedelic shit.
Yeah.
I love like kind of older new wave gothy stuff. Like that same cousin I mentioned before also got me like into like he like lent me the like Unknown Pleasures, so it got me into like Joy Division and like Bauhaus and all that stuff like that.
Cool.
At the end of the day, it's kind of like different things for different moods and kind of different
Yep.
activities.
Yep. Yep. Sometimes it's vanilla ice cream and
Yeah,
sometimes it's pistachio. I
exactly.
get it. I get it. I totally get it.
Mhm.
I always say my one love that nobody ever thinks I would listen to, but I actually crank in the car more than metal is Cher.
Everyone can get down with Cher.
I fucking like
Totally.
I don't know what it is, man. I grew up with my mom loving disco and my dad he was like Aerosmith and Joe Public
Right.
and stuff like that, right? And I had this one uncle who was always showing me different music. It was one time it was metal, one time it was country, one time and that she just stuck with me, right? I don't know, that and Duran Duran.
I love, yeah, everyone.
They
Another
are
band I think everyone can get down to at least a couple of their songs. A lot of that kind of like new wavy stuff is
yeah,
very applicable for everyone.
yeah, but like I don't know, they're just something about them. And I don't voice that a lot that I listen to them, but I do. I listen to a lot of their music. So, um what else? We're moving along so quickly. We're only in 23 minutes.
Wow.
I know. I know, but you are so easy and smooth to
Thank
talk
you.
to.
I've never really done like an interview like this before, so that's
Really?
no, never.
Well, you're good at it. It
Thank
comes
you.
naturally to
Thank you.
you. So,
I haven't,
just an FYI for the rest of your band, you should always do the interview.
oh, thank you. I'll tell them.
And I don't know any of them, so
Oh,
yeah. So, let's talk about your wall hangings in the background. Did you get them from an antique market?
I believe so. Yes,
Yeah.
most of the stuff in our apartment is from like various antique markets.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier that you guys do a lot of stuff like that. They and I had dated myself earlier. I said it had the Blair Witch vibe, which I love. My
Yeah,
whole house is covered in stuff like that
yeah,
and concert memorabilia.
yeah.
There's the flaming lips right there.
Oh, sweet. So cool.
Yeah, my friend's mom took that picture for her. She was at the Flaming Lips concert and wouldn't take us and
Oh,
took that picture for her and framed it for her birthday. And I don't know how it ended up in my house, but there it
but you
is.
got it.
So, yeah. So, right on. What's your most treasured piece of concert memorabilia since
Yeah,
we're talking about it?
it's a really good question. I'm not sure. I don't know if I have one. Like, yeah, I wish I had a better answer for that, but yeah, I don't think I have one.
Set lists
I definitely
or
used to have a lot of things like that, like back at like they're probably still somewhere in like what would have been my bedroom or my parents' house years ago. But yeah, definitely used to be that guy who rush the stage, try to get the set list, all that cool, all
I'm still that guy.
that amazing. Never heard of it.
I'm still that guy. I was at a boarded and on last Tuesday and I was like,
Oh,
I
nice,
want the set list for
nice.
every band. And they just passed by me every time. And I was like, but it's my birthday. And
Oh,
they all went, I didn't
oh,
feel bad.
it was your birthday recently.
Yeah, last
Hap-
Tuesday.
Oh, happy belated. I'm also
Thank you.
an early year winter birthday. I know
Oh,
that
when are you?
January 26th.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you're like literally a month like exactly a month before me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I'm the 25th, but there's
Oh, crazy.
31 days in
Yeah.
January, so
Wow.
technically it's a month.
It's
So
what's really crazy is my fiance. She's born. We're born exactly a week apart.
that's cool.
Yeah, she's on the 19th, so it's kind of cool. We can always celebrate our birthdays kind of together, like one big.
Right on. January 19th, that's
Yeah.
my sister's birthday.
Oh no way, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So right on. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's,
we went to medieval times this year for our birthday with like a bunch of our pals, and it was so much fun.
is it fun? I've never been.
She had never been either. She's from British Columbia originally,
Oh,
and
cool.
the only time I'd been is when they take you in like grade school. I think it's like grade 4, grade 5, and it's a lot more fun as a 30-year-old than as a
Oh, I
10-year-old.
bet.
Yeah,
I
it was
bet.
really cool.
Well, I think you're a lot further away from eating with your hands at 30 than you are as a teenager,
That's
right?
true. Yeah,
So,
gotta
you
bring
know,
it back.
and it's not as much fun when they're telling you to misbehave,
Right.
right? No, no, go ahead. Don't use a fork. What do you mean don't use a fork? Now I need one.
No, yeah, no, I want to do it. I want to use one, but defiantly.
I'm still that way at 42 and I don't feel bad. I don't care. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, fuck you.
I do want to check that place out though.
You should.
I haven't been yet. I now my kids and I frequent the ROM. We go twice a
Wow,
year.
nice.
Yeah. We used to do the science center.
Oh, rest in
That's all,
peace.
that's all I'm gonna say about that though. Uh, so yeah, we used to do the science center quite often. We do the ROM quite often. I love the aquarium,
Mhm.
but at $50 a pop every
Yeah,
single time I go in,
that's
it's a bit. It's a bit. There's three of us.
I went once, years and years ago. I think kind of around when it first opened, but I don't think I've not been back since.
Yeah. Have you guys made your way down to the falls yet?
No, actually, no, we haven't. Maybe
Wow.
this summer, I think we'll have to, yeah, take maybe a weekend trip or even just a day trip out there.
Well, let me know if you guys make your way out here. Let me know,
Mhm.
and we'll make your trip a little bit more fun.
Perfect.
And yeah, yeah, like I live 5 minutes away from Clifton Hill, so you
Oh, rad.
can park for free for the day.
Love
Yeah,
that.
you
Yeah,
can park for free for the day.
sick.
So yeah. So and then anywhere you eat, if you eat on Clifton Hill,
Mhm.
tell them they have to take the tourist tax off. And if you
Okay.
don't eat on Clifton Hill, they don't have a tourist tax. But the further down the hill you go, the more expensive things get.
See, I wish I knew that for when I was there last time. Granted, this was like a few years ago, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was being very expensive. We were there for so a lot of my mom's extended family lives out in kind of Niagara on the Lake area. So when my
Yep.
great aunt got married, I think this was like 2017. The hotel that my partner at the time and I stayed in was like right on Clifton Hill. So now we were like, oh, let's go. So we ended up spending a lot more money, even just something as simple as going to like the Denny's in our hotel.
Yep. Yep. If you guys decide that you guys are going to do a night out, I have a sister who works in a hotel, so we'll get you the friends and family
Ooh,
rate.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely keep that.
Yeah.
Wow.
None of none of this we have to book at full price
Right.
bullshit.
Sounds good.
We don't do that here. Yeah, I've been here my whole life. Excuse me. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn between here and Toronto. Like I
Mm,
feel like they're both my hometown. I was born
right.
here, so I guess here is home.
Mm,
But I grew up between both cities, and even still now, it's. I know Toronto is busy and crazy, and cars for days and people for days, but I love it.
yeah,
I love it. I just love being soaked in the middle of that.
so do I. I've always been like just definitely a city person.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. As much as I absolutely would love. I just realized I didn't have the comments turned on. Um okay. So yeah, as much as I absolutely would love to have a storage container in the woods with some
Right.
chickens.
Sure.
Uh, right? Like
Leave
I'm
me
kind of
alone.
torn. I'm kind of torn. So, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what else to ask you. This has moved so smoothly.
Fantastic. Love that.
Um, Where have okay, so I know that you said that Apple with Basilisk is a newer band, but you had mentioned that you had played before.
Mhm.
What are some other bands or musicians that you've played with?
See, I'm probably the member of the band who's done the least in terms of like I've been in a few like smaller bands and like my
Right on.
hometown and stuff, but like I know like especially Peter, our guitar player, has been in like a ton of different bands. Like our vocalist has been in a couple like really really cool bands before us.
Right on.
Hmm.
All right. Hmm. Where else do we go from here? Apples or oranges?
Ooh, apples.
I
Yeah.
figured that was going to be the answer.
Even the like the band name aside, apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. What else? I don't know. You guys have your EP coming out. Is it EP or album? EP.
It kind of I
Meet
think
in the middle?
we've kind of been saying both because it's kind of in the a kind of a amount of time that's kind of in between the two. But so
Okay.
either. I've just
Okay.
been saying record as like the catch-all term for it.
Good call.
Thank you.
Okay, so that comes out April 4th.
April 4th.
Ooh, I was listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so that comes out April 4th, and then you guys have a show at Seascape
Yep.
April 13th.
13th. Yeah.
What else do you guys have planned for the future?
Ooh, so we at the end of this month on I believe it's the 29th, whatever the final Saturday of March is, we're playing in Ottawa, which very excited for that. That'll be really cool at a place called the Dominion Tavern, and then we're playing in Hamilton on April 10th, actually with Phantom Lung again. Really excited
Sweet.
for that. Yeah,
Okay, I'll try. I'll be out there on the 5th, but I'll try
sweet,
and make it out for the 10th.
dope.
For sure. I'm minus a vehicle right now, so
Right.
I kind of go where my bands go. Like I've
Yeah,
got a few Niagara Falls bands where they're like, "Oh, I'm playing here and I'm playing here," and I'm like, "Oh, well, I fit in the trunk,
yeah,
right?"
exactly.
So yeah. So my friend Lydia, who I have known since I was like 4 years old, I love this woman.
Amazing.
She wants to know what venue that you have always wanted to play at.
Ooh, wow.
That was a good
Um,
question, Lydia.
that,
Thanks for
that is
saving.
that is a very good question. Hmm. I don't know if it's like a specific venue in together and like but definitely always wanted to play that like any of those kind of old like church cathedral spaces would that are kind of like seem to be doing like more DIY shows.
Yeah.
Something like that would be something, and they're slowly kind of popping up in Toronto as well. So fingers crossed
Ooh,
that could happen very soon.
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Mhm. And it would kind of work with a really important thing for us with this band is also the kind of whole like aesthetic of it, as cheesy as that may sound. So that would also fit the vibe very well, I think.
I don't know. I think there's a bit of a stigma on that, like because bands do think that, or not necessarily they do think, but I don't really think that, the whole aesthetic of bands now, where their look and their music and their photography, and I really like how
So
some bands have it. Everything matches, your shirt, your shoes, and your tie all, come from the same package, and I like that.
I totally agree, and I know we do as well. So it's definitely a big thing. We
Yeah, because you don't see that a lot anymore. Like, I mean, you see bands like Slipknot where they're all wearing the same thing,
yeah.
but that's where it stops,
Hmm.
right? They're all wearing the same thing. They're all wearing masks and they're all wearing jumpsuits, which I think is great, especially when it comes to member switch out. But
Right. Yeah. Makes it quite easy.
the one thing I did notice that when you sent me the press kit, you guys have that very tight, classy, black, sleek look to you,
Perfect.
and that
Glad to.
now I did say earlier that I had not listened to anything, but I did catch about a minute of one of your songs that came up in my playlist on YouTube Music. Now I hesitated because I wanted to listen, but I did turn it off, but because I wanted to be, I kind of wanted to bring it back to the old school
Right.
interview. But for that few seconds that I did hear, like, you guys, all your puzzle pieces fit exactly where they're supposed to.
Thank
Your
you.
look, your sound, your personality, everything, your name, everything just all fits the way it's supposed to.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Will Tennant's in the room from Tangents. So they're coming to oh, and here's Nikki, our regional reptile rescue sponsor. Tangents are coming to Niagara Falls. Nope, that's a lie. They're coming to St. Catharines on May 8th. We haven't even made the poster, so this is me announcing the show.
You heard it
I
here.
will. So yeah, and oh yeah, I had Devilz in a couple months ago. We had them play at the Dive Pub. Shout out to Dive Pub. They're absolutely amazing. They let me do all of my metal shows there. They're giving a home to metal in the Niagara region because it's rough to find a home for metal right now out here. So yeah, Brendan, one of the owners, James Leonidas from Slugs of Mars. How's it going, dude? I'm loving this. Everybody's popping in at the same time. It's fantastic.
Love it.
So yeah. So we'll have you guys out for the Dive Pub show for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think the next one is July. I have May, June. We're off. June, I think I have a Saturday, maybe, and then July. I think July is the next show that we're going to be throwing in Dive Pub. Lydia wants to know if you could be the bass player for any band in the world, who would it be? I emphasized her question.
Wow, that's huge as well. Full of Hell.
Ooh. Ooh. Did I see that they were playing at the Access Club?
Yep, that was like just announced, and the lineup is super stacked. So
I know. That's where I saw Aborted, and now I'm like, I need.
Oh,
to
you
go
saw
back.
Orchid?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very jealous.
Yeah.
I missed both those comeback shows because I had to work, and so our vocalist they did a secret set for like last year, and he happened to be at that show. So we saw them play this kind of really tiny room, and I was
cool.
That's another band that like one of my like I back to kind of different types of music. I love like old like screamo, whatever you want to call it. And
cool.
I fucking love Orchid.
Yep, that's awesome.
I don't know how you can see it, but no, you can't. But the record sitting right there is literally Chaos is me.
Nice.
My favorite.
That's awesome. Yeah. No. Access Club. 618 people. That's the perfect amount of people that I don't want to be around for a show.
Totally.
Right. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love people, but I only love people when I love them. I don't love people all the time. Right. So like even doing interviews on Thursday nights, I know that I have to like people for the and interact and chat and stuff like that. And sometimes it's just like my people button shuts off and I can't turn it back on.
Yeah, I am the same way. I have a job where I have to have like I have to be very very social. So usually by the end of the day, I just want to like come home and quiet time. No.
Oh yeah. No, your batteries are drained by the time you're done. And I don't know if you're neurospicy like myself, but yep.
Sure am.
I'm on fire right now. So I'm masking. Right? No, so like I just find with being neurospicy, like sometimes my social battery can last a month. Yep. And I can people every single day for a month. And then sometimes after an hour, I'm like, you guys need to get off my planet because I can't fucking handle this shit right now.
I'm absolutely the same way.
Yeah.
And it's always such a crapshoot of what it's going to be.
Yep. Yeah. I'm watching my dog eat the garbage right now. And everybody probably thinks I have the most unbehaved. Is unbehaved a word?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I can make up whatever words I want. But the important part is because like we do discipline the dog and we do train her, but the important part is I have actually sat here and talked to you for the entire 39 minutes that we've been on, minus taking the container away from her. So she's quiet. There's no chicken bones in the garbage.
Perfect.
It's mostly paper and shit from artwork. My phone is ringing. And speaking of Cannibal Corpse, oh, it's Derek Overholt. Sorry, Derek, I'm gonna have to call you back. He's a promoter out of the Niagara region. He owns Dog Entertainment.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So we were supposed to have a conversation about a show, and it's probably why he's calling.
Probably.
Laura, can you not bark? Lydia said the small venues are the best, and she wishes the Backstreet Boys would do something like that. Yeah, the problem, see, I saw them when I was 15. I don't care what anybody says. They were great. I was front row for it too.
Amazing.
Maple Leaf Gardens. It was one of the last shows I saw at Maple Leaf Gardens. It was them, and then No Doubt, and then I never went to another show again. Yeah. So that just, again, dating myself.
No.
But yeah, like I remember, okay, I'm going to date myself so much. I remember when bands used to go into record stores for people to meet them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that wasn't super. I remember when bands would do that as well. That wasn't so long ago.
Yeah, I don't think it happens as much as it used to. We're actually, the friend of mine and I that are, Nikki and I, that are opening the flea market booth, we are looking into doing meet and greets with some of the bands that will be passing through Niagara.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, come down, dress up in some vintage clothes, do some photos, and be on your way, and we'll email you the photos type thing.
That'd just be my regular clothes.
So, yeah, me too. Me too. What did you break? What did you break? Uh-oh. She broke something. Hang on.
No problem.
Oh, Aura, what did you break? Oh, nice. Okay, what is it? Oh, no. Ronald! So, that was a glass jar.
Oh, shit.
Of rocks that are about this big.
Oh, no.
There was about 1,000 rocks in the jar. I love Thursday nights. It's my own fault because I left all my work stuff on the kitchen table. Oh, man. What does Gracie say? Gracie is my American daughter. She's my daughter's best friend. She's from Kansas. And she said, my dog gets into the trash whenever we aren't home. And when we are home, he's such a, or is a pain in the ass, Grace. You know that. You're always on the phone with Melody listening to us yell at her. And then Lydia said, oh my God, yes. Now we hardly have any record stores. Sunrise Records, where we had to get bracelets and line up for concert tickets. Right. Yeah, that's another thing that we're trying to do is any shows that are around Niagara, around the Horseshoe.
Right.
We'd like to put concert tickets in our booth so people can come and buy hard copy tickets, physical tickets.
There's a record store near where my work is that's still, I believe at least they still do. You can go there to buy tickets, which is really handy. I remember even when this is way, way back, but going to when I was a teenager, when I wanted to buy a ticket for a festival like Warped Tour or whatever, I'd have to go to the mall and go to Hot Topic because my parents wouldn't buy that for me. To them that was very scary music.
Yep. Oh, so for my 14th birthday, I had asked my mom for Korn tickets.
Nice.
I was stoked. That's what I wanted so bad. I wanted Korn tickets. Well, now you know how I saw the Backstreet Boys. Because that's
a little different. A little different from Korn.
Well, I still got to go see Korn.
Nice.
But I also had to go to the Backstreet Boys show. But that was a story in itself. Right. I took my best friend with me. My uncle lived on Church Street and knew the entire community. So after the concert, he took us for dinner and then took us for a show. And I'd never ever seen a show like that before, and I'll probably never see a show like that again.
Right.
It was a wild party. That was the night I met Scott Thompson from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, cool. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It was a very brief meeting, but him and my uncle knew each other,
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah. So it was fun. It was really neat.
Nice.
Concerts were affordable back then. Yeah, they were, man. Concerts were affordable back then. The concerts that I go to are still affordable,
Yeah,
but
they're not always so bad.
well, no, and it's hard because like don't get me wrong, I like taking my kids to see Pantera was amazing. Going to I went to Pantera last year for my birthday. That was fucking amazing. I saw
Totally.
Ice Cube the year before for my birthday. That was fucking amazing. Right? All fantastic. But the thing is like I want to see you. I want to pay to see you. I don't want to pay your production team.
Right.
Right? I want to see you play. Now, Ice Cube was great because it was him and two other rappers, and that was it.
Nice.
But on the same token, I also saw Tech Nine, and that was a terrible show.
Oh, really?
I love Tech Nine. Yeah, it was 2022. So
Okay.
it was like they just started lifting mandates,
Right. Mhm.
and like half of us were like, yeah, we're free, and the other half of us were like, nah, we're not free yet, right?
Right.
And it was just him and one other rapper. There was no DJ, no
Oh.
nothing, no musicians, no nothing. It was
Oh,
them, their microphones, and all pre-recorded music. And
that's a bummer. So
I get it.
karaoke, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and like four of his most famous songs, he mashed into one song.
That's a
I paid to listen to all four of those
four.
songs.
Bummer.
And I love Tech Nine, especially because I'm a huge Doors fan.
Nice.
Right, and Tech Nine and Ray Manzarek were really, really good friends because he's a huge fan of Strange Days Productions. Like he's a huge Doors fan.
Nice.
But yeah, it just I was disappointed, but I will say that Ice Cube and Tech Nine after tax were less than $60.
That's unheard of nowadays for a show.
Right?
Size.
So like I just took my kids to see Mother in Cave Town.
Okay, cool.
And so I took them in the summer to see them, and I paid less for 4 lawn tickets than I did for 3 seats tickets.
Wow.
And that's a matter of July until now.
Crazy.
Yeah. So and they were nosebleeds. Not nose well, yeah, they weren't the best seats. We were close. We were in the 100s, but like I had a light structure obstructing me from seeing the entire stage.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So now my kids, I just moved them over to the like 2 seats over, and they were fine. They could see everything. So like I saw more from the merch lineup than I did from my seat. Right. So kids loved it, it's nice because we're a music family, right? And I love music. And hey mom, I want to go to Mother for my birthday. Hey mom, I want to go to Slipknot for my birthday. Hey, I want and a lot of the shows that I go to that are affordable, they can't get into because they're not 19, right? So and as much as I love the idea of take your kid to work, I like the mosh pit too, right?
Totally, yeah.
So I when we hosted the Dayglow abortions, I brought my
love that band.
Yeah, me too. So May 11th, they're playing at the Warehouse in St. Catharines.
Okay, sick.
So yeah, so myself and Up Yours Productions are hosting them along with the Warehouse.
I know our drummer really likes that band as well.
Well, they're touring again this May. So
yeah, I think they're playing my hometown as well, like Oshawa. That or they did like recently something.
They were around last summer, and then they were around again in December, which I missed that one because I had a few things going on with Dive Pub. And then they are back again for May. It's like every 6 months they come around. And I think with with Murray having tasted what it's like as far as cancer goes, I feel like he's doing the same thing that I did after my heart attacks, which is you live the hardest you can live because we don't know when.
Totally.
You know, when I was 35, I had 2 massive heart attacks, and now I live like I'm gonna die tomorrow, and I love it. I wish I had done this fucking years ago.
Right.
I
Totally.
do. I do. If there's any advice I have, it's don't listen to fucking anybody. Make sure your rent's paid, figure out how to get your food, and just fucking live your life.
That's very good advice.
The overlords don't give a shit whether we live or die, so just live, man.
Truly.
And yeah, it's the best. The ever since I started living that way, it's the best life. My kids have a great life. I do what I want when I want. I mean, I still, yeah, don't jump on my computer, you. I mean, I still get nervous about getting sick and stuff like that, but my perspective is different.
Sure.
You know, now when I get sick, I buy more concert tickets.
Right. Exactly.
Instead, you know, and because like they won't chemo me again, that's for sure. No way, man. I honestly, I'll say this live 1,000 times. I would rather go than go through chemo again.
I've heard it's a lot to say. Like, I know that's like it's very vague, but yeah, I can only imagine.
Well, it's, I mean, a lot is actually a really good description of it because there's no end to a lot,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, like your quality of life is, it's not a lot.
Hmm.
You know, 2 summers ago, my doctors thought that I was going to have some issues and they wanted me to pre-chemo. And I was like, no, you're going to give me, get out of the garbage. It was like, no, you're going to give me 30 days and I'm either going to live after 30 days or I'm not. But I'm taking that 30 days to figure it out on my own. And I raised the gene they told me that I would not be able to fix.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Good for you.
So, my sponsor says she loves your witchy wall.
Thank you. There's a lot more. Like the wall goes on quite a bit farther. It's just kind of out of frame and stuff.
Yeah, I did get a sneak peek of it. Oh, it's so, you guys have such beautiful taste.
Thank you. Yeah, we try.
Very welcome. Yeah, you guys have such beautiful taste. What's your favorite song that your band plays?
Ooh, so it's the song's not out yet, but sorry, I haven't really thought of what our favorite one is, but or what my favorite one is. I would say we have a song that's called "Weightless" amongst Parish Stars, which will be on the record we're putting out next month. Probably
Okay.
that one is probably my favorite one to play.
Sweet. Oh,
Mhm.
that was gross. That's awesome. Do you find that you like you have certain songs that you prefer to play more than others and prefer to practice more and
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if it's like I I don't know if I actively think about like our songs that have ones that we have as a favorite or otherwise, but yeah, if I had to pick, probably that one. But cliche, but I like them all.
and this is where I go, you have to say that.
I do.
You don't. You don't have to say that. And I find that bands some bands just aren't honest about that. They're like, no, I like them all. I like playing them all. But you can see in their face they're like, I hate this song.
Yeah.
I don't like playing this song or whatever, right? And like you were pretty genuine about enjoying playing your own music, which is good. You have to like your own music,
That's
I
it.
suppose, to want to play it.
I think it's bizarre that that's a weirdly stigmatized thing. I remember talking to somebody once, and we were like driving in like my car at the time. And we had just gotten this actually wasn't that long ago. We had just got like started to get mixes back from when we recorded, and I was listening to them. And my friend goes like, "Is this you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's AOB." And he's like, "You listen to your own music?" I was like, "Yeah, like I like it. Like there's nothing wrong with liking your own stuff. Like if you were a chef, if you were a chef and you made yourself dinner, no one's gonna call you out on that. Same thing."
That's a good way of putting it, actually. That's a very good way of putting it.
Like you said, like we're gonna be playing our songs. Any band, you're gonna be playing your own material and hearing it a ton. It would behoove you to like it,
right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, because I just find like you can tell when a band's not into playing what they like. You know what I
Totally.
mean? Like, and same with like hired guns. Some hired guns, you can tell they don't like the music that they're playing,
Right.
right? And they're playing, and it's like
Yeah.
you don't match the energy.
Totally.
So,
I find it's probably the same for a lot of bands, but I feel like a lot of it is always whatever songs we play first and last seem to be like there's always a reason why those songs get
yeah,
those slots in the set. That's definitely a big one.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Um, I was gonna say something, and I had it in my head, and my cat just jumped down, and it's gone.
Oh,
It's something about liking your own music. Oh, do you ever find like do you ever find you get thrown off or you find it weird when you're listening to a playlist and then your music comes up in that playlist?
yes, it definitely has been like I don't know if jarring is the right word, but definitely like, oh shit, I know this song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you ever had your own music come on and you go, I know this song, but
yeah,
don't clue in right away that it's your music?
yeah. Especially if it's like in the background while I'm kind of doing like recently my partner and we were just like cooking dinner or whatever, and whenever we do that, we just throw on music because
Yeah.
we have to. And that kind of thing happened. I was like, oh yeah, that song.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, I wrote that. That's awesome. Lydia wants to know if it's hard for you to figure out what your set list is going to be.
with this band, not so much because we only kind of like at this moment we kind of just play. We're at the point where we're just playing all of our songs. So I think we're kind of just basically playing our record from front to back.
Right. Right. That creaky door, I love it.
Oh yeah,
I did. I heard that and it fit the mood very well.
perfect.
It
Amazing.
was awesome.
All on purpose.
That's fantastic. None of the chaos and shit that goes on around my house is on
Right.
Nothing is ever scripted in this house. We're lucky we can get our own shoes on for fuck's sake.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez. So this has been a fantastic interview
Yeah.
and
You're much
we
for having me.
nailed the 1 hour mark and we were even early.
Killing it.
I've never in the history of Sofa City Sounds been early ever for an interview.
I'm honored to be a part of that.
So I feel like I need to work with you guys more because
Please,
maybe
yeah.
it'll keep me in line.
Yeah, no, yeah, we definitely we'd love to.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you guys about getting you into one of the volumes of Sofa City. I'm not sure which one it's going to be because we have so many bands on the list right now. I actually have to write volume 4 and 5 at
Okay.
the same time because I can't fit all the submissions into one book. So I definitely want to put you into one of the upcoming volumes. I certainly want to get you guys down to Niagara.
We would love to. We would love to.
So as soon as you guys have a go date where like I can figure out when I can book you, I want to put you guys in. Maybe we'll do something with Phantom Lung.
That'd be great.
Um,
Big homies of ours for sure.
okay, yeah, because I've got some great locals from Niagara that I can put you guys on a bill with.
Perfect.
But I would definitely love to have the two of you come down together.
That'd be awesome.
I drove out to Toronto to see them.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to think of when. November?
Nice.
Whenever I think it was in between September and November.
Okay.
I had come out to Toronto to see them.
Nice.
And what a fucking wild show those guys are.
Yeah,
They're so fun.
They're a great band for sure.
Good job, dog. She's graceful.
Of course.
So now I have one more question for you, and then we're going to close off this interview. Do you guys have merch yet? And if you do, where can we find it? Oh, that was a two-parter. Sorry.
So amazing. So for our first kind of drop of merch, we just got like some tote bags made with our logo. I think we only have a few of them. I think we only have like 5 or 6 of them left. And actually, we just got shirts made. I went and picked them up today.
Sweet.
So we'll have those at I don't know if we have any like sort of online distribution right now, but they'll be at shows.
Awesome. Can you save me a tote?
Yeah, I'll talk to the guys.
Sure. Okay. Like I'll send you money and pay for it.
Everyone
So,
loves tote.
oh, I bet. That's why I'm like, I'll buy one right now.
Fantastic.
You can just hang on to it until like I come out to town to see you guys,
Yeah.
or you guys come here. But I definitely want to secure one because I don't have a lot of band totes. I own 5,000 T-shirts.
Right.
I own 8 million pins.
Mhm.
I have everybody's patches, but I don't have a lot of weird stuff.
Nice.
Like I just ordered. The whole neighborhood needs to get a hold of me on Thursday nights. I just ordered guitar picks with Sofa
Cool.
City sounds on them. I can't play guitar to save my life, but everybody else can.
Other people can.
Right? So I just ordered Sofa City guitar picks and pens.
Nice.
And what was the other thing? Oh, stickers.
Nah, that's something we need to do eventually soon, to get some stickers and just put them all over bar bathrooms and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah. See, I don't know if you've ever heard of the infamous ducks that get left everywhere all over Toronto. I'm the guy.
No.
Yeah. So like Toronto gets decorated on a regular basis, right? And then people find them and they document them.
So I want you to know my partner's walking around and she's laughing at all the duck puns.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw, that's so wonderful. Yeah, just I'm so glad I quack her up.
Me as well.
Did we just become friends?
I think so.
Okay, so I'll make sure so the ducks that I just ordered, they're like tiny little resin ducks, but they have bowler hats on them, right?
That's sick.
They're like a Clockwork Orange ducks.
I love that.
How do you say no to that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the rock pile is covered in them.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Where else? Hard Luck is covered in them.
I think that's where I've seen them actually. That would have definitely been there.
That was me.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah, I put them in like people's hoods, and like if a girl walks past and she's got a large purse, I'll like throw it in the purse or drop them in people's drinks, or the drinks I try not to too much because most people drink dark drinks, and well, nobody wants to swallow a duck.
Not so much.
So, but yeah, so I don't know. I think it's fun. You got to keep life interesting, right?
I totally agree.
So awesome. All right. Well, I think this is the perfect time to close this. We hit every key thing we needed to. We talked about a few things we didn't have to, but that's always the fun part of these interviews. I'll keep you backstage for 2 seconds.
Okay.
And I'll just let you know what I've got going on around here, and we'll get rid of everybody else. So next week on the show, because I am unprepared and didn't look, I have no idea who it is. So I'm super excited for that. And the week after that, I believe, is Dive Pub.
Nice.
Oh, I lied. Next Friday night, we are hosting the Mahones at Warehouse in St. Catharines. And I know usually I'm metal, but I got a little bit of punk blood in me.
Yeah, got it.
And it's a 30 or 40 year anniversary of one of their albums. I should know this because I'm throwing the show. But my partner and Finny are very good friends.
Nice.
So she, Up Yours Productions, she whirlwinded this wonderful tour. So we have that happening. I'm not sure who I'm interviewing on Thursday night. And then the week after that is Dive Pub. So get your tickets because I only have 6 left and I started with 20 this morning.
Oh, get them now.
Yeah. The band's Ready to Die and Eaten by Sharks. They each have 40 tickets, but I'm pretty sure that they had a bunch, on reserve. My cat's about to jump down. So I don't think there's many tickets left. And that's Ready to Die, Cruel Intent, Beguiler, Seagrave, and Eaten by Sharks.
Beguiler are actually from my hometown.
Are they?
Yeah, great guys. I went to college with their vocalists. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Jacob's so
Absolutely.
easy to work with.
Yeah.
Such
Oh,
a nice guy.
Jacob's the best.
Yeah. They did Ryfield last
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
And when Ryfield does their festival at the Whiskey Pit,
Mhm.
I do all the interviews leading up to the festival.
Oh, sick.
And then
No way.
I
Cool.
do all their 50-50 and I help out with all the odds and ends and stuff. I fucking love working with them. Yes, Leonidas, it is definitely going to be a killer show. You should probably send me a text message and tell me how many tickets I need to put aside for you guys, because I only have 6 left. It's the bands that have the rest of them. Because I'll work while I'm working.
Right.
So on that note, everybody have a fantastic night. I'm getting rid of you guys, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very welcome. Awkward face.